Hey, Magic fans, welcome back. This is your captain speaking here on CapnclydesMTG. Today, we're going to talk about a severe market shift. If the cards make you discard or exile things from your anywhere in your field of play, they are spiking, and we're going to talk about it. So, before we get started, don't forget, comment, like, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Links in the description to eBay and TCG Player. You can buy some cards. That helps the channel. Or for as little as $1, be a member on the channel. Get into our Discord. Let's talk, hang out, have some fun. Hell, play some games that aren't Magic. That may be a little cheaper, like probably anything else out there. But with all that said, let's get into it. Excuse my voice. I'm recovering from a severe allergy reaction to, I guess, life. But anyway, moving on. So, we have this little fella, the Marauding Mako, an aetherdrift card that is seeing a severe spike again. Its first spike got it up to $3. You can see here it dropped, came back up. As of now, foils are going for roughly $7. With its normal market price being around 3 to 4. Why is that? Well, this card makes you discard. And it also responds to that discarding. 1 red for a 1/1. Whenever you discard one or more cards, you put that many +1/+1 counters on it, and it cycles. So if you don't want it, you can discard it to draw. If you do want it, you play it on turn 1 and wreck your opponent. And I'm going to tell you how. This card is one of the uncommons that's going to see lots of play and be a high dollar common for a while. Because it does fit into a very powerful, revamped modern deck that's just getting better with the unbanning of, oh god, I forget. The 1 red that makes you discard 2 and you draw 2. Anyway, point being, along with that, you have this. It fits into this guy right here, the Hollow 1 deck from Modern. He's a 5-mana 4/4. He costs 2 less to cast for each card you discarded. So if you discard 2 cards, 1 mana 4/4 seems strong. Also, if you just have a bunch of mana, you can cycle them away to make the next one's cost cheaper. Seems dumb, but I've seen worse if you just want to reanimate it. Being 5 mana, this deck focuses around the fact of getting about 3 or 4 of these guys out, believe it or not. On the second turn, and then just pounding your opponent down, i.e. Fatal Push can't deal with this card. Most removal spells can't because it's an artifact. But mainly because of the 5 casting cost and the 4/4 toughness. So this card fits very well in there because now it gives you an extra card to play to make those things happen. Because if you discard 3 cards, this is now 2 colorless less for each one, which means it costs 0. So you get to play it for free. But how would you do that? Well, simply put, turn 1, you play this. And then on turn 2, you cast this. Draw 4 cards, discard 3 at random. You may say, well, that's not very good. You can't guarantee that you get to keep this guy in your hand. Well, guess what? That doesn't matter. Because on turn 2, let's say you have 7 cards. You play a land on turn 1, and you play a Mako. Or Marauding Shark, whatever the hell the thing was called. You now have 5 cards in your hand. On the next turn, you draw, you have 6. You lay a land, you have 5. You play this, you have 4. You draw 4. You now have 8 cards in hand. You discard 3 of them. There is a less than 50% chance you're going to hit one of these guys. And drawing 4 cards means you're probably going to draw another one. Also meaning, when you discard 3 cards, if you get to play one of these for free, mission accomplished, because also now, when you discard 3 cards, this becomes a 4/4. And then it's going to swing in to the face. So, Marauding Mako has seen an incredible jump here lately after its spike as people realize the potential, its plummet as people didn't realize how to utilize it, and now it's spiking again as it has found a home in Modern where, well, it is wrecking face. So also other cards going up, Sickening Shoal, believe it or not. The worst shoal there ever was. You can see here, this thing was maybe $5 to $10. Now coming in lightly played, mind you, at $42. The obvious market recent price is around $30. Now, mind you, that's not going to be for a near mint. That is a lightly played version. Remember, this is a Kamigawa set, something that wasn't sold very much, and there aren't very many of these left. However, did get a reprint, I believe, a couple times, maybe once at least. But not enough to, we'll say, solve this problem because that reprint's come and gone. And this card is now expensive. So, with that being said, why is this card suddenly so popular? Well, one, it was a little pricey before because, well, you remove 2 cards from your hand. Well, technically you exile 1 card and then you cast this one to your graveyard. You get to do a board wipe. Takes care of weenies for the most part. And anything else that might be going on if you have, well, enough mana in your hand. As far as mana cost of cards go. But the real power this card has of not only, well, wiping the board is it works pretty well with this guy. Because this guy is also spiking. It's black. You can already cast the show. If you want to discard, you can. If not, you want to spend 4 mana to get some 2/2s, fine. This guy, as you draw and discard, he becomes bigger. So the shoal obviously is not going to kill him because he's a 1/4 to start. And by the time you show, he's probably going to be a 2/5 or God knows how big his ass is going to be. Maybe bring him back. If you haven't played against him, you don't even know. So he's spiking. Was around $1. Now he's up to 10. Well, 15 according to this for near mint. And a lot of people are, again, asking the question, why? Well, you can see here, he's around 5 for moderately played. Near mint's also 5 to 6. Why the spike? This guy. Everybody has been asking me, why is this guy so damn expensive? And well, because of what I just showed you. In older decks, a shoal discard to exile makes this guy very usable. There's other ways to exile cards out of your hand and so forth. Making this 3-mana 4/4 is incredibly good as a menace, lifelinking, indestructible. And it also says when 1 or more cards are put into exile from your graveyard and or the battlefield during your turn, you draw a card, lose 1 life. This basically means on turn 3 when you play this, if you shoal so that this thing doesn't die, which might be kind of easy, you get to wipe the board of anything 3 or less, proceed to draw a card, lose a life, and feed the ability for this thing to have cards in exile for you to, well, begin punching people in the face. And it also connects with this little fella. Same color. The first Scarab's only $5, but here we have several things going on. White, black for 1/3. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay a blue 2 colorless. If you do, create a tapped token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 2/2 black zombie. This works very well with this, which is why it's spiking. All these cards are in the same colors and have pretty much become a deck all to their own. Some people focus more on this than so much on the New Dawn, but in older sets, New Dawn with the ability to exile on a regular basis cards with like Shoal and so forth, and other Shoals, has become very powerful. This thing, making 4/4 zombies that are complete copies of anything that's going to the graveyard, is just bananas. Discard Grizzlebrand, 4/4 copy zombie. Yep. It flies, has the same ability, has lifelink. No, you won't get back 7 life so you can draw 7 cards, but at this point, do you care? Anyway, when I bring this up, you might also ask the question, but Captain, this card's obviously not going up. It's clearly going down. Well, let's be honest. It started out around $25 and it has plummeted to $5, which is respectable for a mythic in some cases. But why is this one so easily plummeting when it apparently seems to be so popular? Well, let me ask you this. How do you get this card? Simple. It's a commander card. All you have to do is buy a commander deck. And the commander deck that this is in is $60. So if you want it bad enough, you just buy a commander deck, get all the other good shenanigans that are in there, and this card. Also, this is a card, which if you watch the box opening series, is most prevalent to be pulled inside of collector packs. Because I got several of these. All of them sold. So, sorry. At least I think they did. Let me check. Where'd that go? Where's my pile? Maybe I didn't list them yet. But anyway, point being. I have, I think, 4 or 5 of these from one case opening. I almost got, well, I can almost guarantee I got at least one of these every box opening in collectors. So that's why the price is low. Will it stay low? With all the collector boxes having a one-time printing and now being sold out, probably not. The price on this will eventually go up. And remember, the commander deck for this card is $60, unlike the other commander deck, which is only $30. So, yeah. Excuse me, allergies. So, lots of shenanigans going on. So, I've showed you some cards that are spiking. We have this one here, the Sickening Shoal, and the Marauding Mako. Also, Web Strike Elite is going bananas. Why? Well, you could cycle it, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment mana value X, and then draw a card. What makes this thing so popular? This thing. There are older decks that are using Monument of Endurance for several reasons. I showed you a bunch of discard abilities. One of them being this guy, which can do discard things. This guy causing you to discard things. This causing you to discard. Like, if you on one turn Goblin Lord, you get to, for 2 mana, activate every ability here. Make a treasure, draw a card, and bolt your opponent. That is insane. It's only usable once a turn, but there are so many ways to draw and discard inside the older formats that the Monument of Endurance is out of control. And let's not forget, this thing is a newer card that can activate this every turn as well, so that you get to draw a card, bolt your opponent, take your pick, make a treasure token for giggles, who knows. It's become a commander hotspot card going in every discard deck, along with many other things. And how does this play into it? Well, this thing is seeing old Legacy style play in Vintage. Why? Well, the 2 mana 3/3, not the best, not gonna lie. However, for 2 green, you can discard this, draw a card, and destroy Mox. That seems like a deal. Also, you're probably going to be playing a Monument in your standard or your Vintage or Legacy deck, which may have a Mox in it or other forms of fast mana, so that you can lay your Monument on turn, I don't know, 1 with a Dark Ritual, what have you, and then on turn 2, you proceed your shenanigans with this, where you discard a card. When you discard this for 0, you blow up their Mox, draw a card off that card, draw a card again, or bolt your opponent, or make a treasure token to ramp. It's insane, the discard shenanigans that Aetherdrift has enabled inside all of the formats. So, with all that said, clearly the hot card of the week is this one. You can see again the volatile pricing. But what people are realizing is they knew it was good to start with. The problem was no one knew where it went. And that's why we have these dips. Now that we've found homes for these cards, they're going back up because people are realizing not only were they right that they were good, but they're good enough in decks to actually challenge. And, maybe even take over some of the format's normal decks and replace them or modify the most strongest ones to make them even better. So, there you have it, guys. Those are the cards that are spiking in price, plus a little bit of volatility, but cards that also you should probably watch out for because I don't think they're going to get any cheaper. So until next time, be kind. And as always, I hope to see you across from the game table. This is just weird anymore. I mean, This thing even stops like people from making you discard. Like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm gonna make you discard a card." Cool, I'll just draw another card, whatever. Because it says this turn. On your opponent's turn when they make you discard, you just draw a card again in response. It's anyway.